Hey, let me show you how I created this scroll bar that's updating this table dynamically, and as a little bonus I even linked the chart to it. It's really not that hard, and if this is the kind of thing you're interested in, let me show you how I did it. To insert the scroll bar on Windows, go to the Developer tab, and then under Insert you will see from Form Controls you'll see the scroll bar option. On a Mac, same thing, you go to Developer and you just select the scroll bar and then click anywhere on the screen and it will add the scroll bar. Right, so at this point the scroll bar is just an empty shell, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to go to Format Control. From here there are three settings that I am going to modify under the Control menu. Right, the first one is the minimum value, and I'm going to set that to 1. Right, and so this means the scroll bar's starting point will be represented by the number 1. The maximum value, I'm going to set it to 9, and so that means the ending point in the scroll bar will be represented by the number 9. This also means that it's going to take 9 clicks for me to go through the entire scroll bar from left to right or top to bottom or what have you. I could have set it to 2 and 10, it'll still be 9 clicks, but I'm using 1 and 9 because this is going to be easier for me to use in my formulas later on. And then the last setting I'm going to set is the cell link value, right? And so this is just going to be a cell that's going to show where the current position of the scroll bar is within that 1 through 9 range. So I'm just going to set that. I set that to D1, let's say. You can set it anywhere. Alright, so the other thing that I wanted to also point out, right, the reason why I'm doing 1 through 9 is this is important because I'm going to display 4 rows at a time from a data set that has 12 months, right? So this means the last scroll position will be September, and the table that is linked to my scroll bar is going to show when I reach position 9, September, October, November, and December. If I were to go to 10, for example, we would end up scrolling out of range, right? So I've got all these values set, 1, 9, and my cell link, and I'm going to hit OK. Fast forward a little bit, I just want to cover 2 functions that I use in my formula that are in my 4x4 table linked to the scroll bar, right? So first one is the index function. Index function wants to return a value from array and it's looking for an address. So for instance, in this case here, if I wanted to return January, January's address is 1, 1. That's because it's in row 1, column 1, right? So if I type in 1, 1, I'm going to get January. Let's say I wanted to return 1450 for April, right? So all I would need to do is update this. So now my row would actually be number 4 within my array, and my column would be number 2. And I'll just hit enter, and now I got my 1450. So that's the index function, and let me just show you the row function really quick. So equals row, and row is just going to return the value or the number that corresponds to the row of the cell that I referenced. So if I don't put anything between the brackets, it's going to return a value of 3 because I'm in row 3. I could click on a different cell. Let's say I just clicked on cell C14. It's going to return 14 because I'm in row 14. And those are the 2 main functions that I use in my formula. Let's move on to the next step. Taking a look at the formula, right now I am in my 4x2 table here, and I'm in the cell that contains the month of January, and I am using the index function, right? So if you'll recall, the first argument of the index function is the array, so where are we looking for our data? And then the second function is going to be the address. Well, in this case here, I'm actually only selecting 1 column in my array, so the column value will always be 1. The only thing that's going to change is the value representing my row. So if we take a quick look at what this equation is doing, right now in cell D1 I have the value of 1, and if you recall, that is the position of my scroll bar, right? Then the second part of the equation is the row function, right? So right now if I am looking at the cell with January, I'm in row 2. So I'm going 1 plus 2, and then I'm saying minus the row value of J2, which is 2. So I'm going 1 plus 2 minus 2 equals 1, right? And so now it's returning January from my sales table. And I just copied this formula down all the way for 4 rows. So it's actually identical in each row. So if you look at February, it's the exact same thing, but now I'm in row 3. So the end value of my equation is 2. And looking at the sales column, it's the exact same thing. I use the exact same formula. The only thing is instead of referencing the month column as my array, I'm referencing the sales column as my array. And then as I change the location or the position of my scroll bar down here at the bottom, you'll notice D2 changes, and that obviously affects the starting point in my 4x2 table here, right? So now it's 2, the starting point will be February, all right? And so that's the equation I used in a nutshell. Final step is to insert a chart. So I will just select my 4x2 table that's linked to the scroll bar. Going to go to insert, and I'm just going to go and select a chart, and now it has added a chart. And if I click on my scroll bar, it's updating with the table. And then if you want to pretty it up or something like that, you can just hide this data. You don't really absolutely need it anymore, and you can just kind of take it from there. Anyways, that's everything. Hey, if you're still here and this helped you out, would really appreciate a like. Maybe consider subscribing. It's really hard to make a video that's going to cover every possible scenario out there. I really don't want these videos to drag on for too long. So anyways, I hope I gave you what you needed to be able to start using scroll bars and linking it to data, and then you can just grow from here and start tailoring it towards your needs. All right, thanks for watching.